so a calm day is a win. Is this your first call today, or have you been fielding lots of interviews?
Today I attended a couple of interviews and just L1 rounds are completed. Those feedback will get tomorrow. I will get those feedbacks. And this is my third interview.
3 interviews in one day, that's pretty intense. I hope you've got some coffee or snacks lined up for later. Do you find back to back interviews energizing or a bit draining?
No, it's energizing actually because I'm getting a lot of interest on that. So I'm just referring the previous interview questions and I'm eagerly attending, and that is no stress at all for me. Mhm.
Love that attitude. Sounds like you're using each one as a learning boost. Since you're in the zone, let's keep the good momentum going. I'll explain how today's call will work, then we'll jump in. Sound good?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, please go ahead.
Perfect. So I'll ask you a mix of questions about your cloud and DevOps experience, how you handle problems, and your approach to automation. Some will be scenario based, and a couple will need your reasoning. Ready to get started with the first one?
Yeah, ready.
Describe a recent project where you implemented infrastructure automation using infrastructure as code tools and what challenges you encountered.
Yeah. In my recent project, we used infrastructure as a code Terraform. I use Terraform, that is infrastructure as a code tool. By using Terraform, we created the AWS infrastructure, and the challenges when it comes to the challenges, like writing the Terraform code and maintaining the different modules and writing the and mainly configuring the state file. This is the most important and challenging. Uh, Writing the state file, and that uh, we need to log that state file by using AWS S3 DynamoDB. And for automation, we used scripting Python in the Terraform, and mainly Jenkins. We use Jenkins CI/CD, which is continuous integration and continuous deployment. Yeah, that's it for automation. And yeah, Terraform is I used it for infrastructure.
Got it. Can you elaborate on why managing the state file was challenging and how you handled issues with concurrent updates or conflicts?
Yeah, uh, because if we uh, destroyed anything by using Terraform, so we can restore that by using that Terraform state file. So with the help of my colleagues, we everything designed and everything is well. Yeah.
Understood. If you
Yeah.
had to scale this setup for multiple teams working in parallel, how would you ensure the state file remains consistent and secure?
Mm, Yeah, we need to multiple. Yeah, by using a Terraform drift, and we can use ultimately the Terraform code we are using for reusable for multiple environments, and obviously we work with the multiple team, so we get some uh, errors. So we use the Terraform drift to overcome these issues.
Okay, thanks for sharing those details. Before I move on, is there anything else you'd like to add about your experience with infrastructure automation?
Uh, yeah, that's it. By using Terraform, I created the infrastructure and automation, and yeah. Moreover, I worked with Terraform with GCP services also. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for sharing your experience and insights. Let's move to the next question and explore your skills further now. A containerized application deployment fails consistently after the build stage completes successfully. What would you investigate first?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, this is a Kubernetes question. So when containers deployment failed, initially I will troubleshoot with the kubectl get pods. I will check the kubectl logs, and exactly then we can able to find where the issue is there.
Got it. When checking logs, are there specific error patterns or messages you look for? How do you decide which log entries are most important in your initial investigation?
Yeah, this memory related and CPU, these are most important related, because when uh, deployment contains adapter fails, we need to check with the storage level, right? If there is no storage, if there is no CPU utilizes percentage, obviously the pod will it will fail.
Understood. Suppose
Yeah.
resource usage looks normal, but the pod is still crashing. What would be your next step in troubleshooting after checking memory and CPU?
Yeah. Next step, I will check the uh, is there any misconfiguration in the YAML file? I will check that. Still, if it is app is failing, and I will restart the pod.
I see. If
Yeah,
restarting the pod doesn't resolve the issue and misconfigurations aren't obvious, what would you consider next to diagnose the root cause?
yeah. I will diagnose the root cause.
Got
Uh,
it. Let's move on to the
yeah,
next question now. Anything else you want to add before we continue?
yeah. I will diagnose that cause by checking the IAM permission rules. I will check the rules permissions whether I have enough permissions or not. That's it.
Thanks for sharing your approach. Let's move forward and explore the next topic together now.
Yeah,
System performance seems to drop during peak hours, but looks fine otherwise. How would you use monitoring tools to find out what's causing the slowdown?
yeah. For this monitoring side, I had an experience on Jabix. To find the bottleneck, uh, we can use the some alerting tools like PagerDuty or Splunk on call. I do have experience on PagerDuty and Splunk on call, and by using that, we can monitor the things. Even though it performs a normal, so we can give some metrics. So we can collect the metrics from our monitoring tools, Javix or Grafana, Prometheus. So we can identify the bottlenecks by using alerting tools, Splunk on call. Yeah, this is my approach for this question. Question number three.
Got it. You mentioned collecting metrics and using alerting tools. How do you decide which metrics are most important for identifying the actual bottleneck during peak hours?
Yeah, during peak hours, the bottleneck metrics are, one is the main CPU utilization. We need to monitor if it is greater than 70% or 80%. We need to be alert. And one more thing is the RAM usage. Initially, we have 30 GB or 40 GB RAM. If it is X RAM contains this 90%, then we need to be alert. And the storage also, if you are using block storage or something, we need to consider these three things: CPU, memory, and RAM.
Understood. Let's say those three metrics all look normal, but users still report slow performance. What would you do next to dig deeper with your monitoring tools?
Yeah, still if they face issues, by using Grafana, I can check that the recent deployment one successfully deployed in or not. I will check the recent deployment thing. So what exactly went wrong in that thing? If they face the, I will try to clear the cache.
Okay, if clearing the cache doesn't help and deployments seem fine, what other areas would you look at in your monitoring to track down the issue?
Mm, yeah, these are the main CPU, RAM, memory, and cache. The recent deployment I will check. What if the is there any impact with the new deployment? I will check. I will go with that. I'll check on. I will check that.
Got it. I'll move on to the next question now. If there's
Yeah.
anything else you'd like to add about your approach, just let me know.
Mm, yeah, that's fine. I will check these initial things, and I will check the recent deployments, how it is performing, traffic, live traffic. I will check.
Thanks for sharing your approach and details. Let's head to the next topic and continuing with the discussion.
Yeah, sure.
Take a look at the requirements for designing the AWS infrastructure. Use the notepad for your outline and Terraform script. Let me know if you have questions.
Yeah, okay. So I need to write the script right for these things.
Yes, that's right. Please write your Terraform or CloudFormation script in the notepad. Let me know when you're ready to discuss your approach.
Yeah, sure. I need to design and explain the AWS infrastructure. I need to
Got it.
design the.
Please start outlining your design and script in the notepad. What are your
Yeah,
initial thoughts or assumptions for this setup?
sure. I'm just reading the question once again. Front-end React application needs to be publicly accessible and packaged. Okay.
Understood. Take your time to review. Once you're ready, start outlining your design steps and script in the notepad. What stands out so far?
Yeah, sure.
Hope everything is going well. I'm here if you need anything.
Yeah, it's going well. I'm writing the code. Yeah.
I see you've started your Terraform setup and VPC definition. What is your plan for subnet structuring and isolating the database from the internet?
Yeah, here I'm it is the Terraform provider. I'm using AWS, and for CI/CD block, uh, I'm creating two subnets. One is for public and one is for private. Now I'm setting the main VPC. After main VPC, I have the public and private. That is my approach here.
Noted. How will you handle high availability? Will you use multiple availability zones for your subnets and resources?
Yeah, for high availability, I will create multiple subnets.
Okay. How do you plan to restrict backend access so it only accepts requests from the front end? What approach will you use for that?
Sorry, come again.
No problem. How will you ensure the backend only accepts requests from the front end and not from other sources?
Mm, yeah, I can restrict by enabling the internet gateway.
I see. How would
Yeah,
security groups or NACLs help you further restrict backend access to just the front end? Any particular rules you would set?
yeah. In routing tables, obviously, in routing tables, I will create the things like internet gateway and private and subnet. That here, yeah, just now created the main VPC. Next, I will create the internet gateway and then public subnet and private subnet. So then we can restrict from the backend data in the front end. So obviously in front end, no one can access the backend data.
Understood. For the database, how will you ensure it remains isolated from the internet but accessible by the backend only? What will your security group rules look like?
Yeah, in security groups, inbound rules I will give the access for the only the within the team IP address. In outbound rules I will restrict. So this is my approach.
Thanks for sharing your approach. Are you ready to discuss some trade offs, failure modes, and deployment strategies? Or do you want to add more detail first?
No, I need to complete the code because I didn't completed my this code. If you give some time, I will write this complete my code.
Hope everything is going well. I'm here if you need anything.
Yeah, it's about to end. I'm writing my code. Yeah, it's done. I configured the main VPC and public subnet and private subnet. Yeah, IG also internet gateway. Yeah, done.
Understood. Is there anything else you want to add to your design before we discuss trade-offs, HA, and deployment strategies? Or are you ready to move on?
Yeah, let's try to move on. Let's go for the next question. I just now I'm reviewing my code and it's everything is fine. Yeah, we can move to the next thing.
Thanks for sharing your setup and
Yeah,
walking through your approach. Let's move forward and continue with the next part of our discussion.
yeah.
You have a directory with some shell scripts that aren't executable. Please go through the details, use your notepad for your code and thoughts, and let me know if you need any clarification.
Okay, here already my AWS Terraform code is there. Can I delete this Terraform code?
Got it. You can use your notepad however you like for this question. Do you need any clarification before you start writing your script?
Mm, no, I'm using the notepad you provided in the right side, right? So I can use this notepad, right?
Yes, that's correct. Please use the notepad on the right side for your answer and any notes. Ready to start writing your script?
Yeah, yeah. I'm reading the script. Yeah. Yeah, okay, done. I completed my code.
Got it. Are you happy with your solution or is there anything you would improve or change?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. My input, I return the code. Like it matches the shell script files, and we can ensure a regular file. We can execute the permission, and we can print the required output.
I see. Can you walk me through why you included the quotes around file in your script?
File, yeah, because we need to look at the all, so we can take that current directory. In current directory we can search for that particular file, right? We can need to look, as in the script it is there now, we need to look all the files in the current directory. That's why I included the file.
Noted. Sometimes file names can have spaces or unusual characters. How would quoting file help in those cases?
In that file we written the loop command chmod plus x. So if there are any spaces the file, it may be any prefix or suffix, we can detect by this code.
Understood. Now, is there any way you might improve or extend the script for a larger directory or complex file names?
Yeah, based on the question we can expand, yeah. But right now it is we can print the as the three questions, three statements are there. Based on three statements, I written the code shell script.
Got it. Is there
Yeah,
anything else you'd like to add or explain about your approach before we move to the next question?
yeah, nothing, fine. This is my approach. Yeah, we can go to the next question.
Thanks for sharing your approach and explanation. Let's move on
Yeah,
to the next question now and continue the discussion. Thanks for walking through all the questions patiently, Pranay. Any questions for me about the role or Fission Labs?
yeah. What is the? I want to know about the company. What are the roles and responsibilities can I expect, and when can I expect my this interview feedback?
Great questions. Fission Labs focuses on cloud, data, and engineering solutions for clients worldwide. The DevOps cloud engineer role here involves automating cloud infrastructure, working with deployment pipelines, monitoring, and collaborating across teams to improve reliability and security. Responsibilities include designing and maintaining cloud infrastructure, troubleshooting deployment issues, and contributing to automation and scaling efforts. The exact mix can vary by project, but those are the core areas. As for feedback, once today's interviews are wrapped up, the team reviews everything. If you're shortlisted, you'll typically hear back within a week, sometimes sooner. Anything else you're curious about, or does that cover your main questions?
Yeah, fine. I hope I cleared and I given my best in this interview. I'm waiting. I'm eagerly waiting for the next round. Thank you.
Really enjoyed the chat, Pranay. I'll package your insights for the team. They'll be in touch if you're shortlisted. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Your result will be ready in next 15. You can check the application link. Yeah, the screening round is completed. Okay, Fusion Labs.